Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Big John from Big John's Bully House. Go ahead and do a little video for you guys, answer some questions real quick. Well, I got a little bit of free time, and then I gotta get back to taking care of the basement that's flooded and or has been flooding, and get back to the yard and the dogs as well. The last video that we did with the puppies, Loki and Chico and Lucy, did a video stated that they were 5 months old. Man, that was my mistake. They're only 4 months. I don't know where I got 5 months from. Must be the quarantine and staying locked in, getting to me. And my partner was stoned out of his mind, so he was like, yeah, they're 5 months. I was like, oh, okay. Got it, no. You know, I've had people ask, you know, what we do for white coats. Hey, white coats, white dogs. A little trick that I learned along the way was baking soda, peroxide, and a little bit of Dawn dish soap. That's what we do for Gotti and everything, as well as we do it for the other dogs. We do it for the other dogs as well, just to help clear the coats up, the skin up, and everything. Seems to work very well. As for puppies, man, we don't have no puppies on the ground right now. I wish we did, but we don't. Two-Face here, our extreme female. She will be getting bred as soon as she comes back into heat. Gotti, no. So, I do apologize for everybody that's been calling and texting here lately asking if we have puppies. We don't. I wish we did. But Illinois Kennels, they do have puppies. I know they have breedings and everything lined up, litters. So, go ahead and hit Illinois Kennels up. Tell them Big John sent you from Big John's Bully House. Two-Face. Oh, mama. As for feeding like deer and duck and fish and geese, stuff like that, yes, you can feed that to your dogs. Deer meat is a little more lean and everything, so when we get a deer, what I like to do is mix the deer with the beef. When I do fish, I don't try to do too much fish, and when I do fish, I like to mix it. It's very, very high in omega and everything. Savage. So it's very, very good for the dogs. Chicken, another great thing. You can give that, just by itself, or again, we like to do a variety in a mix. As far as the measurements on the dogs' heads, I don't have nobody here at the moment to help me. Savage, Queek, I don't have anybody here to help me at the moment to get any measurements, so I'm not going to be able to do the measurements in this video. I do apologize for that. School's out now for my kids. My oldest son, he just graduated. He got the email from high school and everything, so big shout out to my son that graduated. I got 3 more to get through high school. Hopefully the world starts to do a turnaround and starts to get back to normal, because I mean, homeschooling, man, no, I don't like it. I've been out of school for quite some time. Shit, I was 16 years old when I dropped out of school, and had to get a job because my wife, still today, was pregnant with our firstborn son. So I've been out of school for quite some time, so homeschooling for me is not great. I don't like it. Everything has changed. You know, we get a lot of people that tell us, you know, I can buy that same dog, or a dog looks identical to your dog. And you know, this came up with quite a few conversations that I've had with people on the phone, you know, and over YouTube. When somebody says, there's old Hooch giving the old crazy eye, waiting for the water. When somebody tells us, hey man, we can get that same identical dog, I guarantee it, you can't. And here's how I know that. Nobody else in the world has Hooch. Nobody else in the world has Hooch. His genes and traits and the consistency that he throws. So when we do a breeding, and you know, the reason I use Hooch so much and I based everything off of him is because he is a very consistent producer. Every time he is bred, or his daughters or sons or whatever the case is, there are certain traits that you can still see all the way down to the great grandkids. So when somebody says, well, I think, you know, you should use a different stud, or why don't you do this, or why don't you do that, why would I use something else when I have something that's consistency? Yes, I do know that we need an outcross. I understand that, and that will come. But for the most part, 90% of the time, I rely on my boy and his blood, and his productions and everything, man. But we will be getting outcrosses here shortly. We will be hopefully incorporating some new blood to be able to take back to Hooch. Now, to touch back on, you know, I can get a dog that looks just like that. You can't, man. I know you can't. It's a proven fact, and here's how I'm going to prove it to you. Nobody else in the world has Hooch. Nobody else in the world has Savage. Nobody else in the world has Gotti. Nobody else in the world has Capone. Nobody else in the world has Chico, Two-Face, etc. With that being said, when we do a breeding, there are anywhere from 6 to 8 puppies off of a litter. There are anywhere from 7 to 8 billion people in the entire world. So if we keep 2 puppies off a litter of 8, that means there's only 6 puppies to sell. 6 people get 6 puppies or 6 dogs with that only pedigree in the entire world. That is the only dogs in the world with that mix, with that look, with them traits, etc. So when somebody tries to tell me I can get the same thing for cheaper, or I've got something that looks identical, you don't. Now, if it's color we're talking, you may possibly have a dog that is the same color. Absolutely. Same style, same build, same... No, it's not. Now, the reason I use Hooch, and I always have throughout all these years, is because, again, Hooch throws a very, very certain look and certain traits. Now, with that being said, hey, no, Gotti, nope, Savage, yes, he is a 2 times Hooch son, absolutely. Is that saying that he's going to throw the same as his father? No. Gotti is a Hooch grandson. 5 times Dax ran to a Hooch daughter, Little Miss Bossy. Is he going to throw the same look as Hooch? No. Now, Capone and Gotti, yes, they are littermate brothers. Capone! That's a part of my gutter. Hey! Even though they're littermate brothers, Are they going to throw the same identical look and puppies? No, they're not. Even though they're littermate brothers, they're not going to throw the same. So that's why I'm going back and forth on who to take Two-Face to, what I really want to produce, what I really want to pull out. For those that don't know, Two-Face can deliver natural, so that is a huge bonus. And I would like to keep that going. A female that can produce or give natural birth, because the C-sections, man, that's just, especially with what happened with little Miss Bossy, you know, after she had her C-section and everything, ended up losing the litter and losing her. It was just, really took a toll on me, man. So, and that's not saying just because, you know, I go to a bigger dog or try to create just a little bit bigger dog that it's going to be able to produce naturally. It's not the case, man. You know, there's standards that can't deliver natural. There's XLs that haven't, you know, been able to deliver natural. So it just depends on the overall dog itself. But nonetheless, we're going back and forth. I do know with Gotti, I will get a more extreme dog, a little bigger, which that's not a problem as long as the dog's put together very well. Capone, I know I will get more of a short, compact, short back, sawed off, little pocket rocket, ground pounder. Hey, no, hey, no, hey, Gotti, hey. Gotti tries his hardest to be the big dog of the yard. It's just Gotti. Two-Face, she doesn't care for the water hose, but the boys, they enjoy it quite a bit. So, Chico, we've seen what Chico can produce already, so I have an idea of what would be able to come out of that. Savage, I've seen what Savage produces. Not so much to as an extreme female as Two-Face, but I've seen what he did with little Miss Bossy, which is Capone and Gotti's mother. So, kind of tossed between that and everything. But hopefully the next video I do here, we will go ahead and be able to get measurements on the dogs, heads, and everything, you know, just to show you guys. Me personally, I really don't, I just didn't care too much ever to do measurements for myself personally on head and all that, so just never really did. As far as, you know, knowing the dog's heights, that's because I've taken Hooch to shows, I've taken Savage to shows. They've been wicketed, so I know their heights. And that's how I pretty much base everything else off of, because I do know Hooch's height, I do know Savage's height. So when the other dogs are around them and next to them, I kind of get an idea of where they're at. Oh, Savage. I know a lot of people are asking, you know, when I'm going to breed Savage again. Hopefully that is very soon. I know everybody loves the amount of drive this boy has, how agile and athletic he is. So hopefully that will be here shortly as well. But I want to give a huge shout out to all the subscribers, new and old, man. All the love, all the support that we get and continue to get. Relax, you're gonna get it, dude. But if you have any questions, you can reach me at 815-632-9073. As always, take care. God bless and stay safe.